first time since June last year, we have a new championship leader. After back-to-back victories, Mikko Hirvonen has seized the initiative in the title race, with the Finns' home event next on the calendar. Can Ford's number one make it 3 in a row? Coming up in this week's show, we have a chat with the man of the moment to find out how Hirvonen is dealing with the pressure as the tension mounts in the championship race.
I think we have a chance now, so we just have to try to use it.
Mikko's former teammate Marcus Gronholm takes us for a ride over Finland's most infamous stage, the daunting Olympia. And we relive the drama of Rally Poland, where the flat-out stages saw the incidents continue until the very last stage. We're replacing the forests and lakes of Poland for the forests and lakes of Finland for round 9 of the championship. The big difference with the landscape of Suomi's rally heartland is the area's awesome yumps. As ever, the Neste Oil Rally Finland is based in the university city of Jyväskylä, 230 kilometers north of the capital Helsinki. The crews have 345 kilometers of gravity-defying action to negotiate over 23 breathtaking stages. This famous old rally's been running since the mid-50s, and for good reason. Was formerly known as the Rally of 1,000 Lakes. There are in fact almost 188,000 lakes and over 179,000 islands in Finland. Rallying is one of the nation's most popular sports, and the atmosphere out on the stages is electric. The same fanatical fans flood into the centre of Jyväskylä in the evening to swell the population and make the town party central for the duration of the rally. This small country has produced a seemingly never-ending supply of the world's greatest drivers. Since Ari Vatanen's success in 1981, another 12 championships have had Finnish winners. Here's the latest home hero, Mikko Hirvonen and friends, to give you a few more Finnish facts.
A quarter of Finland's total area lies north of Arctic Circle.
In the north of Finland, the sun doesn't set for 73 consecutive days during the summer and doesn't rise for 51 days during the winter.
The blue on Finland's flag represents thousands of lakes, while white stands for snow, ice, and the light summer nights.
Finland is the only country in the world with broadcast news in Latin.
Finland plays host to the World Mosquito Swatting Championships.
A detailed look at the rally itself is coming up later in the show. Rally Poland's stunning stages would serve up some of the fastest action ever seen in the WRC. After the biggest crash of his career in Greece, Sebastian Loeb arrived with the pressure on. He was first on the road and led after stage 2. But just 4 stages in, the Frenchman was out again. An unseen tree stump destroyed his steering, and incredibly, he could take no further part in day 1. Mikko Hirvonen had already taken the lead on the previous stage, and the Finn became the huge favourite for a second successive win. The pressure was on Dani Sordo to secure a good finish for Citroën. He had hoped to move into second, but an overshoot would cost the Spaniard valuable seconds. Ford's number 2, Jari-Matti Latvala, was the man in second at the end of day 1 after another impressive drive. Into the second day, and Dani Sordo really piled the pressure on the Fords. A blisteringly quick start to the day saw him halve the gap to Latvala to just 16.5 seconds. Jari-Matti had been forced to increase his speed to keep the Spaniard behind, and in the process of doing so, had closed up to just 3 seconds behind his teammate. There was an intriguing fight raging for 4th, Sebastian Ogier eventually coming out on top in a fascinating battle with the Solberg brothers. Hirvonen, meanwhile, was back up to speed, extending his advantage out front over Sordo and Latvala. On day 3, Evgeny Novikov was still having a wild ride, having returned under the Super Rally rules. While Dani Sordo was eventually forced to concede defeat in his hopes of catching the Fords following another costly overshoot on the final morning. Sebastian Ogier's fine run would come to a premature end when his engine dramatically lost power on stage 16. While Loeb had been working his way up the leaderboard after incurring 20 minutes in time penalties. With Ogier out, Citroën asked Novikov and Conrad Rautermack to slow and promote Seb into 8th place. And in dramatic scenes, Loeb's 8th place would become 7th, as with the end in sight, Latvala clipped a barrel in the final Super Special, and with his team watching on, another 18-point haul was ruined before their eyes. Devastatingly, his 2nd place was long gone. It was a frustrating way to end what had been a perfect weekend for Ford, but the team could still celebrate Hirvonen taking the championship lead with a 2nd successive victory. Mikko won by over a minute, but with his teammate out, everyone behind moved up a place, elevating Sordo to 2nd and Henning Solberg onto the podium. Hirvonen, though, was delighted with his weekend's work.
Everything has turned around so quickly that now suddenly we are in a lead when we go to Finland, and there's now 4 rallies to go. So it's a bit of a change, but definitely most welcome one.
Mikko moves into the championship lead for the first time this season. It could have been a 2-point lead were it not for Latvala's nightmare finish, and Jari-Matti has also slipped behind Henning Solberg. In the Manufacturers' Championship, instead of gaining on Citroën, the Super Special saga actually saw Ford slip further behind their rivals. They're now 17 points behind. Having worked hard to improve his consistency, Latvala's latest mishap couldn't have come at a worse time.
This is the biggest mistake. I have disappointed the whole Ford group, whole Motor Ford company. We were going to make 1-2, and this disappointment, I can't benefit anyhow for the team, and I understand really if they don't want me to carry on with the team. I really understand it.
You know, I'd always felt right from day one after Sebastian made his mistake, it was only ours to throw away, but you certainly don't expect to throw it away on the very final Super Special stage of the event, the way that Jari did, with nothing to fight for. Very, very silly, stupid mistake, to be honest.
While Loeb's 3rd successive disappointing rally has begun to rattle the unflappable Frenchman's confidence.
I'm trying to drive like I feel, to try to take again a good rhythm and to take the confidence again, because after the three mistakes, it's difficult.
Sebastian Loeb saying he needs confidence. That's not something we hear very often.
Only 1 time is okay, but 3 times in a row is a bit too much.
For me, it will be quite difficult, because the Ford are there. In Finland, we will be the challenger, and even if Seb won last year, and I think I'm quite sure the championship now will be quite interesting for the media and everybody, and I'm quite sure it will. We will know who is the world championship, even for the manufacturer of the driver at the last event.
2009 has been a dramatic year so far for those at the top of the Drivers' Championship. After looking dead and buried post-retirement in Argentina, Mikko Hirvonen now leads with 4 rallies to go. The Finn has come a long way since taking over the mantle of Sebastian Loeb's biggest challenger 2 years ago. A daunting prospect for any driver.
The first rally I did in 2008 in Monte Carlo. Like first rally when Markus was gone, I thought that now everybody are expecting me to step in his shoes and do the same thing he did. But that rally went surprisingly well. We were 2nd in the end, so that helped straight away. And then next rally in Sweden, Jari-Matti won that one. So of course it was difficult for me that he won it, but then again he showed that he can bring results as well. So all the pressure wasn't on me. He was helping as well. So it's been absolutely okay after that.
Although taking the championship to the final 2 events in 2008, Mikko's year was a mix of highs and lows. So what did the Finn learn from his debut season as #1?
Last year I thought that if I'm consistent enough, might be able to hang on quite long and be in a fight, which we did, but obviously it wasn't enough. If I really want to win the title, I just need to win more rallies and drive more bravely basically and take more risks if I want to get into it. So if I just be consistent all the time, end up being 2nd many times, which I did, then Sebastian wins rallies. It's not going to get me anywhere, so I need to risk it a bit more.
At the start of 2009, that strategy of more risks looked like not being enough, with Loeb winning the first 5 rallies of the year. At 20 points behind, Mikko would have been forgiven for thinking that beating Citroën's #1 was an impossible task.
I always believed that I can beat him, but it was frustrating, like thinking that what can I do, where can I find those seconds? beat him. I mean, in many rallies it was basically just one stage where I lost it. There was one stage where I just lost maybe 7 seconds first time, and then 6 or 7 seconds again in the second time. And it was just ended up being that, okay, that stage I lost it. And then it was the same thing in the next rally again. So I just wasn't consistent enough. And when the differences are so small, you can't even have that one stage where you are not performing well. So I just needed to get around that. It was frustrating, and it took a long time before I got my first win. But you know, it's been a good challenge, and we haven't been far off.
That first win in Greece saw Hirvanen's deficit reduced to 7 points. His second win in Poland saw him take the championship lead for the first time this season. With only 4 rallies left to play, every point is crucial.
This is now my chance, if ever. Now I need to win rallies, and I need to take those points away from Sebastian. And at least those rallies which are coming now, they're really fast gravel rallies, which I enjoy more. So I think we have a chance now, so we just have to try to use it.
Still to come, we bring you all the latest news from around the sport, including the WRC debut of a Formula One world champion. Marcus Gronholm gives us a guide to his home event's most terrifying stage on Empoja.
You need big balls and you have to be clever.
And we preview round 9 of the championship, the spectacular gravel stages of Rally Finland. Finland boasts some of the most exciting stages ever seen, and none more so than the daunting on Empoja. This incredible stretch of road has become so dangerous that it's no longer in Rally Finland's route. But in aid of the Colin McRae Vision charity, double world champion Marcus Gronholm has taken the time to remind us what made this stage so special.
Today I'm going to drive through the stage in a normal road car, and there is traffic, so I have to be careful. When you are watching the WRC on TV, you can see that the cars are looking the same. You can actually go on the same roads as well, driving your road car, but of course the rally cars are a little bit different and the performance is not the same, so don't try to do the same with your road car. It's a little bit dangerous. When you start the stage, you feel that you are not so sure and confident because the speed is so fast, and that makes it difficult. It took me many years to learn the stage. I mean, it's so similar corners, jumps, and so it takes a while before you can be fast. Okay, the first part of the stage, always very, very nervous, even me, because you know what's waiting. And already the first corners, first left hand, it's tightening a lot, and here Petter Solberg, he rolled here 2 years ago. Because the grip is, tires are a little bit cold, and it's always quite slippery the beginning of the stage. So. And here Rovanperä went off. I don't know, for some reason he told that something broke in the car, so, but I don't know. And then we are coming to the quite difficult section. For some reason the car is lifting a little bit here, and in the same time you have to turn. And here you can see Toni Gardemeister and Daniel Sordo they went off there and crashed quite hard. Next corner, my cousin went off. He was fighting with me, Sebastian Lindholm, 2004. We had a Peugeot car, same cars, and he was second, but he went a little bit wide in the ditch there. Here we call it the yellow house. From the yellow house is a big jump where they are measuring how many meters, and it's here now. Normally I brake here, and there is people who is not, they are just flat. But Richard Burns 1 year, he was landing on the nose with a Peugeot, and after that he had a problem with the alternator. Here is really, really crazy places with a rally car. You go nearly flat in here. Just, yeah, it's flat. I'm not nervous, I'm relaxed. But in the rally, you know that you have to make a good time. Really, you have to fight here. So you need big balls and you have to be clever as well. But I mean, you need to know the road to be fast here. And here is the famous place where you jump a little bit sideways. In the 60s, there is a Volvo which is rolling out there on the grass. It's a film where we are coming out to the open area and where the people can see us. And here is thousands of spectators. It's really special feeling when you see the people are waving flags and everything. And Mikko Hirvonen, he was so close to go off here when he was fighting with me. From here on, I took normally 5 seconds out of the others, because I think that they thought now the real only point is over. Just to the finish now. And I was still, you know, pushing a little bit more even than to the end. 2003, I was leading the rally and I lost the wheel a few corners from here because there was a bearing problem. And it's still, you know, because it could have been eight wins in a row without that. And here, exactly, here, the wheel came off. 1998, exactly here, I had a broken rim. It fell into 2 pieces, like this. And I couldn't anymore steer the car here, so I went off here. I was 5 minutes there in the ditch. But I came up, everything was okay, I finished the stage, I changed the wheel, and we continued the rally, and that was the year I finally then, on the last day I did a lot of good times, and after that I got the full contract the first time. Now it's just a few hundred meters to the flag. Normally you know here if you have had a good go and good run, and that's really good feeling when you finish. That's only for another year. It was nice to do it again.
In the news this week, former Formula One world champion Kimi Räikkönen will make his WRC debut at Rally Finland. Kimi will drive the S2000 Fiat Abarth Grand Punto he used in the Arctic Rally earlier this year, and will have Tommi Mäkänen's former co-driver Kai Lindström sitting alongside him. And it's been rumoured that Sebastian Loeb could be moving in the opposite direction. After testing a Red Bull Formula One car last year, the world champion could soon make his F1 race debut. Although it's been underlined that Sebastian's focus is firmly on the WRC, there is increased speculation he could race at Formula One's final round in Abu Dhabi in November. Before Rally Poland got underway, Loeb was in action around the streets of the capital city centre, Warsaw. Thousands gathered to watch Sebastian and Danny Sordo throwing the Citroën C4 round the specially created course, in scenes similar to those seen in Buenos Aires earlier this year. The FIA World Motorsport Council has made a number of crucial decisions regarding the future of the WRC recently. Technically, the biggest news is that from 2011, World Rally cars will be powered by a 1600cc turbo engine instead of the current 2000cc turbo unit, and not the normally aspirated S2000 class, which had initially been proposed. The FIA are also giving rally organisers more flexibility to evolve the character of their events. Rallies may now be run over 2, 3 or 4 days, and mixed service rallies may now become a regular occurrence following this year's asphalt and gravel event in Cyprus. New regulations could even see rallies switching between loose and sealed surfaces on the same special stage. As had recently been rumoured, a new WRC Cup for Super 2000 cars will be incorporated into the World Rally Championship next year. Teams must register and contest 7 nominated rounds, including at least 1 outside Europe. The FIA has also published the latest version of the 13-round 2010 calendar. The season includes visits to many of the sport's key events, such as Finland, Great Britain and Spain, as well as a return to the likes of Jordan and New Zealand after a year's break. Bulgaria's inclusion is still subject to a satisfactory report from the FIA observers at this year's event. With Max Mosley officially announcing that he will not stand again at the upcoming FIA presidency elections in October. 1981 WRC champion and former European Member of Parliament Ari Vatanen has signalled his intention to run for the post, while Vatanen's former Peugeot team boss and Ferrari F1 Supremo Jean Todt has also been linked with the position. And finally, the theme tune to the FIA World Rally Championships television coverage has been transformed into a clubland floor filler by world-renowned DJ and producer Marco V. The Dutchman has remixed the original tune, which features on his newly released third studio album, Propaganda. And fans can hear an exclusive excerpt currently on WRC.com. Next on the World Rally calendar, we head to the spiritual home of rallying in Finland. It's one of the most spectacular sights in world motorsport, and the event known as the Grand Prix on Gravel is a weekend to savour for the world's greatest drivers.
It's just so fast, and you know, I think the scenery on the forest, it looks really good, and there's just so many jumps where we are flying sideways with really high speed. I mean, if that doesn't look good, then nothing does.
It is maybe the most beautiful rally on the championship, but also the most difficult, I think, because with the high speed you have to find the good line every time.
It is a tough rally. It is very tough, and you just have to be ready and done a good test beforehand. And to win it, you need to have a little bit Finnish blood in you, I think. Yeah.
Finnish blood helps, but so does bravery. Fresh from the terrifyingly quick roads of Poland, Finland is another event where drivers will feel a real sense of apprehension on some stages.
It's the one where you feel the most anxious, yes, because you know that you're playing with your life a lot of time.
You sat at the line and you're looking through the pace notebook before you start, and it's like max right, and everything's just like top gear and flat out. So yeah, it's quite daunting.
It's something you have in all the rallies. I mean, you can't make it completely safe. Okay, in Finland it's maybe the speed, but then again, I was born on those roads, so I don't mind.
Home knowledge counts for a lot, and with nearly 1/3 of this year's itinerary not included in the 2008 edition, to give us some inside knowledge about the new look route, here's Jari-Matti Latvala's co-driver Mika Antila.
So for Rally Finland 2009, on day one, we are having 4 different stages: Jukojärvi, Kruununperä and Palsankylä. Each of those have a wide road, but also very narrow, slow and like a sandy road. Then we have also Mökkiperä, which has been very dramatic stage for Jari-Matti and myself. Last year we hit the stone very heavily, went off after that. On day 2, Leustu and Surkea are driven exactly same way as last year. In Himos it's done as it was done in 2007. Urja is the one with that incredible crest, which you can have, let's say, 85 km/h. If you have more, you're gonna break your car. Day 3, Hannula is the stage, which we start in the morning. It's driven in the same way as it was driven last year. Then we have very historical road, Myhimpää, which was used last time in the early 90s. And finally we go to Ruuhimäki stage, which is the third one, but it's still quite nice with the big crest that it's having.
One key ingredient are these fearsome jumps. Getting the lines perfect over them can make or break your weekend.
You have to describe in your notes how much you will fly, how much you have to turn before maybe the jump to land in the right place, and it's very easy to make some mistake in that.
Some drivers, they don't want to jump so much, they brake a little bit before the jump, but I always take it flat. For me, that's the way they go, so I go flat out and then see where I'm gonna land.
Normally, when you come to the jump, you brake, but before the jumps, back to full throttle, don't brake. You need to get the suspension up going to the jump. If the suspension is down, what will happen? It will go up again. So that's why you need to have the suspension up, and then it will do a nice jump.
I have my strategy, and that's I'm more closer to full throttle theory, you know.
After becoming just the 4th non-Scandinavian to win in Finland in 2008, Sebastian Loeb has a pair of Finns determined to win back home pride.
Of course, that's our target. He won last year, and we want to get the victory back to Finland.
I was always going well in Finland, always fighting with Marcus, but never completely enough to win. And so last year it was really a big fight with Mikko until the last stage, and then finally to win there was a special moment.
I definitely want that revenge, so I'm sure we're going to have a massive fight again over there.
The championship race is about to get even hotter as we head into the business end of the season. Will Mikko Hirvonen prevail on home soil, or can Sebastian Loeb fight back? You can follow the action from Finland as it happens on WRC.com. And until next time, it's goodbye.